Always tricky, isn't it, when you're planning a birthday party, particularly when you are at a difficult point in your relationship, some people might say. We're talking, of course, about Prince Harry, who very quickly is going to be hitting that midlife crisis at 40. I know many of you, like me, are worried about that particular age. Yes, we're all frightened. Frightening thing, isn't it, to hit 40? Well, let me know, of course, when you make it yourself. You look splendid. Yeah, well, I know, well, from what end of 40 am I coming at? I know, that's the frightening bit, isn't it? By the way, Prince Harry, as we all know, does literally hit 40, and of course we should wish him all the very best. It's been a rather checkered few years, hasn't it? 30s were good to him in the early part, and then seemingly everything went a little bit kaput. But now it appears that Meghan Markle has, well, loosened those baby reins off him to allow him to have something of a party, but at a cost. Let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you today, and as ever you can see a wonderful picturesque scene behind me. This is the Royal Pavilion in the beautiful county of Sussex, Brighton. Of course, a former royal home built as a pleasure palace for King George, and then he got a little bit fed up of it, wanted the government to pay most of it off. Oh, it sounds familiar, doesn't it? You see, history does repeat itself. I wonder though if this would be, well, resplendent enough for Harry and Meghan, particularly for Meghan Markle, to live in, considering she didn't like Frogmore Cottage. Would this be big enough? You can see it at the side of your screen, can't you? Maybe not big enough for Harry's ego now. As you know, as I say, he's celebrating his 40th birthday. Bottom line is that Prince Harry is, well, you know, proving to have a bit of a difficult time, because it's very well known that Meghan Markle, to put it bluntly, cannot stand a lot of his former pals. This is the sort of hunting, shooting, fishing brigade that she really did not like him mixing with. And if you remember, all thanks to Meghan, he stopped smoking, well, in public at least, and normal cigarettes at least. But behind the scenes decided to become mainly vegan, and then of course started practicing yoga and talking in riddles like therapists do. You get the picture. But now, according to sources, yes, there is an independent party. Now the bottom line is truly this, you know, they really can't stand her and she can't stand them, and there's nothing really wrong in that, because most couples go through this particular dilemma. But Harry himself has proven it very difficult to try and merge the two. Now of course the bigger picture is whether anybody senior in the British monarchy will dare to put anything out on a post to wish the former royal, the Duke of Sussex, a very happy 40th. But as for Harry and Meghan, many people point out that they've reached the stage in their lives that they don't mind being independent. We saw Meghan, of course, rocking up alongside her handbag Prince Harry at that recent bookstore opening, because without Harry, people are not interested. But as for Harry, she doesn't want to mix with his friends because she simply finds them absolutely crashing bores. A quote, I've been told, literally from a very good source. Now, Harry doesn't want to offend his few remaining chums, so what does he have to do? Well, the bottom line is he makes sure he goes independently. Now, apparently there's going to be a soiree in the Montecito mansion at some point for all of his brand new close friends, but making sure the few remaining friends that he's kept in contact with are kept well out of the way. I would have thought, of course, any party with Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres and all of that sort of mob might have made sure that perhaps it was a very small, select gathering. What do you think? Neil Sean, Royal Pavilion in the very heart of Brighton.